Episode 7, Lost in Language. This is the one that I really wanted to get to because it's kind of a big one. Isao already knows why, but Brock, I'm gonna start with you. Things that you noticed, things that you liked.
That you guys lied to me about who the best character in the show was.
Continue.
It is Gary, the oversensitive librarian.
Yes.
Actually, you're not wrong.
He's very relatable in this episode.
Where's Gary? Hold on, wait a minute.
No! The first time I saw this episode, Gary just cracked me up. My favorite is fiction. Fiction is our world, but fiction.
Entire world, but fiction. Good Lord.
But yeah, the library is kind of one of the cornerstones of certain characters, mostly Amity.
Mostly.
And yeah, this is a very Amity-centric episode.
Yeah.
Where we are introduced to her twin siblings, Emra and Edric.
Yes.
Misao, thoughts on revisiting this episode?
This episode, I don't want to spoil stuff, but this episode kind of lays a foundation of stuff that happens later on with people.
Yes. That is all we'll say on that for now, because things happen. I'm sure you've probably heard through osmosis what happens, but best to experience that organically.
We'll see. I heard about a thing that happens, and I can assume what one half of the thing is, not the other.
Fair enough.
So we'll see.
And just like the last episode, I pretty much enjoyed both the A plot and the B plot. With the B plot this time is the Bat Queen has asked Ida to babysit her children.
I really watching back. I was like, God, that's Loki. Me with my telling you so you do it for the money.
Pretty much.
And then because I work with tiny humans, so I know how tiny humans are. It's accurate. And then when they leave the nest, you kind of get sad.
Yeah. It is fun. It is fun being the uncle, being able to give them away, but you do miss the moment when they're cute for 5 minutes before they leave.
Yeah.
My favorite though is King the whole time has like pillows on his ears, like he's been screaming for hours.
No amount of money is worth this.
Yeah, I was like, King, that is very relatable.
I do love that the baby immediately calms down the second that Ida tries, even in the slightest. Every time.
Yeah, she's just going through the motions, and suddenly that's enough.
Yeah, just give them food and read them a story. That's it.
You'd be amazed how well a toddler is to keep track of. If you actually try. Unless there's something honest to God wrong with them, they could be pretty manageable.
Yes.
Indeed.
Also, I don't know if you did the pause and scan for this episode because you didn't have as much time, but the Demon Decimal System.
Yep.
The Encyclopedia. The Buster Sword, yet another Cloud reference.
Yes.
This time a bit more obvious.
Bit more obvious, but also the two references that this show was out of the age group of when it would have been released as a children's show to not make sense, that they would not understand. A, the loading and the sound that accompanies it, and also their version of Keyboard Cat.
Yes.
Mhm.
And when they open the book and it's like the comic stuff, the
Yes.
cover of the book is Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Oh, that's a good catch.
Yes.
Yes, and there is also, oh gosh dang it, I didn't think of what it was, but it was a rip on Almost a Woman, the magazine, but I can't think of what the crap they called it. It would, I can't think of what it is now. But they also, I appreciated that they had a manga section.
Yep.
I saw it for a second, but they did have a manga section.
Yes.
Oh, in the romance section, there's an obvious
the
Twilight. It's called like Nightlight.
Yeah, it is called Nightlight.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
This is just another reason why I love going back to the show, is getting like focusing on the tiniest details, like like stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even on TV tropes, they point out the keyboard cat, the Buster Sword, and the silver-haired witch looks like Sephiroth.
Yeah, it does. Very much so.
Now I have to ask, what did you think of Amity's siblings?
That I immediately got hit with the, okay, here is the Mercury and Emerald of the show. For Mike who's not watched Ruby, he has no idea what that means.
I can kind of guess.
I hate how that is semi-accurate. I don't like it here.
When Mike watches the show and he gets to finally see those two, he'll understand. Yeah. I don't think they're quite okay with murder as those two are, but
you'll be surprised.
We'll see. But yeah, no, I was like, I kind of saw where that episode was gonna go. I'm like, okay, this is going to bite Amity in the ass somehow, and I'm not quite sure how, but we got to that point.
Yeah. I will say the probably the most immediate comparison, because this can be very similar to the Harry Potter franchise. These two are the Weasleys.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the good news is this is probably the most mean-spirited that they get. Now, obviously, they think they're doing it for the right reasons, because, you know, they like mischief and they don't like getting in trouble, which apparently happens too often.
Too often. I can't imagine why they would be like the Weasleys then.
And yeah, their big scheme is on the night of the Wailing Star. By the way, the Wailing Star.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be the Wilhelm scream.
That would have been funnier.
I was like the Wailing Star. I'm like, the thing is going to scream. What this reminded me of, and I don't know if either of you have seen ASDF videos.
I've seen some of them.
There's a great moment where this couple goes out and like there's like, oh look, the moon is beautiful tonight. He's like, hey, you two should kiss.
Oh my god, yeah.
I've used ASDF videos quite a bit for the crack videos that I've done for Ruby on my channel. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, yeah, it's pretty good.
So the big plot that Edric and Emma have in this episode is on the night of the Wailing Star, they're going to expose Amity's diary to everyone. Why? Because that's just
they're siblings.
They're siblings. Relatable.
Because they need to stop getting us in trouble. I don't know why I turned into Forrest Gump all of a sudden. Yeah, little sister gets us in trouble because she hates being in trouble.
Yeah, because she has to be Miss Perfect all the time.
Mm-hmm. For reasons.
For reasons
that I think are going to come out later, which might help to be perfect with my prediction if it comes out the way in my brain it's coming.
Before we get too far away from it, I think one of the first signs that Amity is definitely acting performatively is the fact that when she's reading to the children, she seems like a totally
She's
normal.
all nice and smiley.
She is.
Yeah.
She's not a total dink around everyone else.
Oh, and also Braxis, one of the children.
Thank you, Miss Amity. I'll see you again next time.
That's another character who I just lost it when I first saw them.
Yeah.
God.
And just like what's happened in previous episodes, Luce's favorite book, The Good Witch Azura, kind of foreshadows events that happen later in the episode.
Exactly.
Which leads to eventually Luce befriending Amity.
Yes.
Even though they take the long way around to get there.
Yeah.
That's normally what you need to do, though.
Yeah, all it takes is a reading disaster.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be lost in the language.
That's instead of lost in translation.
Yep.
Which I'm assuming is what that reference is.
That's exactly what the reference is.
God. Oh man, that is bugging me that I can't think of the almost a woman, barely a gosh dang it. I can't think of what that is now. That was bugging me. Keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can find that before we get out of here.
Yeah, as you're looking for that, Misa, without giving anything away, how did you feel about, or at the time before that happened,
before stuff happens?
How did you feel about the second half of this episode?
I was like, oh, they're friends. That's nice. I thought like Lucy was like, oh, the power of friendship route.
Yes.
Through the power of friendship.
I do think it's just kind of laughable though how Amity just immediately jumps to what are you, a poser, a nerd?
No,
you're a bully.
Well, it is one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, you're hanging out with my two dink-headed siblings.
And I see you like looking at my diary.
Exactly, like who else does this?
Yeah, I get it. It's one of those you're caught red-handed doing something you clearly shouldn't be. But at least they're on the path to
getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find it. All I just had was a picture of Braxis hooking her legs. I know what's happening. Good lord. I also saw in the IMDb credits that the Big Nose character is voiced by the creator of the show.
Yeah, her name.
Yeah.
Her name in universe is Tinella Noza, or
Tinella
Tiny
Noza.
Nose.
Tiny Nose, yes.
Yes. She does a side character later on. And it's actually, and like her line is very accurate.
God. Oh, also, I did not. You want to talk about being targeted in the last episode? Goblin tipping. I live in Wisconsin. There's not a more Wisconsin-centric outside of they're going to the fast trip. Outside of mentioning Quick Trip or a version of Culver's, cow tipping is about as close as you could get to a Wisconsin reference.
Wow.
Now, I'll be more impressed if they actually show goblin tipping later on, but I doubt it.
Just the fact that they make like such mundane references, but in like a fantasy setting, always makes me smile. Wall breaking here too, where King is like, let's make a TV channel for ages 6 to 11.
No, that'll never work.
Yeah, these writers know exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love when shows do that. Like, my favorite version of that is, my God, Mike might have been the only one who had possibly seen this. Do you remember the Mighty Ducks cartoon?
Oh God, I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, I loved that thing, and they did not try whatsoever. There was an episode. You want to hear the most hardcore names ever? The main character's name in that show was Wildwing Flashblade.
Yeah, very 90s.
Yeah, and his brother's name was Nosedive.
Sure.
But anyway, there was 2 episodes in a row where the main character got captured. He's like where he's like, oh, how exactly does it say? And he's like, wow, I've got captured 2 episodes in a row. That's not going to do well for me in the demographic.
Love that.
It's fantastic. There was a bunch of crap like that when they, like, you pretty much knew they were getting canceled because it ends on a total random episode about a side character meeting someone from their past, and it, like, nothing's resolved after that. Like, you could tell they knew they were getting towards being canceled. Oh, it's fantastic. That is one that if we ever wanted to do one quick is up there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
getting back to this episode. So I said this is a big episode, and one of the characters that we're introduced to is the Bat Queen.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn
the
more.
Most nightmare fuelish looking thing we've seen in the entire show.
She's up there.
Yes.
You will learn more about her in like a couple episodes about exactly what her deal is, but she is one of the wealthiest characters in the Boiling Isles, and she becomes a lot more important, not necessarily to the plot, but to the world building.
Yeah.
And you'll understand what I mean later.
I was half expecting them to call her a queen and then everyone say she's a queen because she looks like a woman, and then when her head was coming through that she was going to look identical to Ozzy Osbourne. Because it was a very slow reveal of what her face looked like.
He needs to get out and leave. You gotta go.
I'm just saying where my head goes in these situations, from making crack jokes and watching a lot of comedies. Where my head goes in these situations.
Oh, don't worry. The show goes places.
Yes.
It's already been places.
It goes to more places.
Yes.
It goes places you probably never thought it would go. It goes places.
So to wrap things up, Brock, how are we feeling 7 episodes in?
I'm liking it so far. We'll have to see how they... My brain is wrecked outside of watching I would say the animes that I've been picking for my binges of, like, how do I want to say this? My head has gotten so unwrapped out of liking the 20-something episode format thing for a show So like it getting the slow burn is into it because again only things we've covered outside of like animes. The whole entire show is only 26 episodes, not
so
seasons.
you're not used to the slow burn.
It's just getting back to watching something that's a slow burn again is all right. It's just that my brain is getting used to liking it more. Because again, the ones that me and Mike used to have to cover, well, used to have to, and then did it out of our own volition because we hated ourselves, was the Arrowverse shows in the later seasons. And oh boy, did we randomly have to have episodes that were in there for plot. And wow, could you say that we needed to have seasons of just X character has a drug problem. No, not that one, a different one. This time it matters to the plot. No, wait, it doesn't. But no, it's all right. It's just getting again used to watching something that has a slow burn.
Yeah, it gives you time to like know and understand the world and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you that time.
That's why you should not listen to people who say, to skip the first season of this or Amphibia because A, they're wrong, and B, you need like the more lighthearted first season to kind of get you acclimated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because season 2, especially the second half.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that goes places real fast.
But
alrighty,
that's a bridge we'll cross another time.
Yes, when we get to that point of crossing the bridge.
For now, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter, X, I don't know anymore, at Q11028.
And Brock, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter and YouTube and Twitch at Organoid0. I'm not going to attempt to say what I'm streaming at this point because I'm going to have no idea.
And you guys can find me on various social media at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that one at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we. And until next time, peace out.
Bye!